Hi. I've got a lot on my mind this morning, or I guess this afternoon, and so I keep trying to make this video, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. No, I can't do this. I can't do that. Uh, um, I woke up this morning with a really kind of wild dream, and about write the check. Okay, I want to show you the front of the check, but then I don't want all my information out there. So, uh, here's a check. Okay, write the check. I'm like, what? I just gave a bunch of money. I mean, for me, it was a bunch of money, to somebody in need. So I was like, I don't have any money, Yahweh, to write the check. And then I heard, well, no, that's not what kind of check I'm telling you to write. I want you to write down what end time thing you want to see happen. And I was like, okay, all right, well, that's kind of serious, you know? And I was like, I don't know what I would ask for, you know, because there's a lot of scary stuff having to do with the end times. So I didn't really know what to ask for. And then he told me what to ask for. And so I wrote the check. And I hope that I can follow up with you all on that later. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. So, uh, okay. A couple weeks ago, I came across this dude's video, and it was super interesting. His YouTube channel is Tim Foster 405, and the title is something like "End Time Events That May Begin at Christmas Time." So that I really kind of watched the video because it showed a picture of the Bible and "Read me" scratched into the dust, as like what you might do to your car. Someone might do to your car if it needs to be washed. So I just kind of happened on it. He wasn't somebody that I was subscribed to. I am now. And so I watched his video, and there's like 5 end time things in Jeremiah chapter 10. And also it mentions cutting down a tree and bringing in your house, fashioning it to stand upright, fashioning the tree, um, and decking it with silver and gold. And that's one of the reasons that we don't celebrate Christmas anymore. I do not feel like it's wrong to give gifts and hang decorations. You can see a little bit of Hanukkah decorations in the background there. So we are choosing to celebrate the Father of Lights, as we know that Yahweh created the sun and the moon and the stars, um, and that He is the light, and we're supposed to be the light of the world. Okay, so that being said, I've just been chewing on that dude's video about Christmas time and the rapture. Now, if you are an avid rapture watcher like I am, the last thing on earth that you're going to think is that the rapture could happen at Christmas time. Why? Because, I mean, seems like it should happen on Rosh Hashanah, right? I mean, why isn't it? Why wouldn't it be happening on Rosh Hashanah, Feast of Trumpets? And then, I got into learning about tabernacles and Feast of Tabernacles, and I'm like, wow. Well, I could kind of see how it could happen on tabernacles. I could kind of see how it could happen on atonement, at one mint. Maybe we're going to be at one mint with God. I'm like, maybe it'll happen then. So anyway, all the Jewish feasts went by this year, and we did our best to celebrate them. With the exception of, I think it was atonement. We were looking for the rapture and engrossed in other stuff, and didn't know what to do and didn't celebrate that correctly. But anyway, So with each one of these things passing, a depression came on me and my middle kid, and we were like, wow, what is up? Why didn't something happen? And so the last couple of weeks I've been fasting, on and off, most, about half and half, and just asking Yahweh, what's going on? How come you haven't returned? Blah blah blah, and also asking for Him to help us get rid of all ancestral curses, generational curses, and asking for some healing. So during that time, I came across a couple ladies. I hope to find their videos and attach them at the bottom of this video as well, who did have dreams about Christmas time and what could be a rapture scenario. So I started thinking more about the dreams that Yahweh's given me. There have been many times I've asked for rapture dreams and He hasn't given me any, but there has been some that He has given me. And so I'm going to read them, and I think that this is in part kind of me working through this. But I would invite any of you watchmen on the wall out there, any of you believers in Yeshua HaMashiach, if you have anything constructive to say, I'd be more than happy to entertain it and chew on it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. All right. So the latest dream that I remember, I don't mean like the newest dream, but the farthest apart dream that I remember having anything to do with Christmas was July of 2017. Wrong one. There we go. And it's kind of long. This one, I probably end up doing a couple videos on this because I think there's like four dreams that had Christmas elements in them. So I kind of want to cover all four of those. All right. So on July 4th, I dreamt I was on vacation. It was very sunny and bright. I was walking on narrow white wooden paths. Make sure this is the right one. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. I'm going to start again. It's July 10th. I'm sorry. I dreamt that I was at a lavish party, and it was in a mansion. There was some talk about makeup. I went outside to fetch a couple young girls. They reminded me of Jessica and Laura Ortiz. Now, Jessica means rich or God beholds in Hebrew, and Laura, that name comes from the laurel tree, which is a symbol of honor and victory. You'll see it on pretty near every seal in the United States, at least, and some other countries where it kind of goes like this around the circle. That's like a symbol of a laurel leaf. All right, so these two young girls reminded me of Jessica and Laura Ortiz, which are some, they were young when I knew them. They were little girls. And it was muddy out, and they were playing in it. Jessica said rather distraughtly that she could not find her snack. She had a brown bag lunch sack in her hand, and another was partially buried in the mud in a hollowed-out tree stump. I told her I would try to help her find it. Jessica turned and started to walk inside, and Laura informed me that they had made mud sandwiches with real bread. So I left off trying to find her snack. I smiled at Laura, and we went inside the mansion. To get down into the big hall where the other guests were, we had to climb down a satin rope where there was a very large curtain. It seemed hard, but a fun adventure. When I got down, the girls were gone. I went to sit by a friend and wait for things to get started, as it looked like a stage where that curtain was and stuff. I then thought I needed a foundation touch-up. I went over to a counter and started to apply it. There was a bump, and then I was on the side of like a big boat like the Titanic, and my makeup compact fell overboard, and I went to fetch it, but it was too deep. I did not want to dive all the way in, so I decided my face would have to remain halfway or two-thirds of the way done. I climbed back on board and went to sit and wait again. Then I was talking to my girlfriend, and I noticed I was wearing an exquisite silver gown. Silver means understanding and knowledge. In fact, the party looked like one for royalty, and people were all dressed fancy, but out of time, not hip with today's fashion. Better. Someone was alarmed. I think an alarm sounded. He said everyone had to get out their phones. I did not have one on me. I didn't have any pockets. I started looking for my purse, and a gentleman brought me a silver purse. I said that must be it. I would have matched. He showed the lady next to me, another lady, a lovely beige purse with a leather beige rose on it. She said it was hers. He said, no, this purse is too nice for you. And I was offended by the way he treated her, as if she was low class or something. In the next scene, I'm headed away from the party because whatever crisis had sounded the alarm. I have two friends with me. I believe it's Jessica and Laura again. And it was raining hard. I could not see the narrow dirt road well. Off to the side it looked like sky. I was afraid I was going to slide off the road. The road narrowed and I lost control. So instead of looking down the side of the road and seeing, a ravine or the bottom of the cliff in the valley or whatever, it was sky. So I lost control, and we fell into what looked like the sky and had an accident. I call it an accident, but it wasn't like, I don't know. The next thing I know, when I came to, we were hiding and watching men dressed like Santa Claus, playing around like little boys. And this is the part that reminded me of Christmas. I mean, the interesting part is that I'm constantly praying and asking Yahweh to hold on to me spiritually, because it's trying times, because the world is so evil. I'm constantly asking him to hold on to me because I don't want to fall off. I don't want to go off the road. I don't want to lose my faith in so I think that that's kind of what that going off the road represents. But the fact that I fell into the sky, I did not get hurt or anything like that. And then the Christmas part is the guys dressed like Santa Claus, and they're playing around like little boys. But they had massive machine guns strapped to their bodies, and they were evil men. I think they were robbing from people. There were many delivery trucks and U-Hauls parked in their hideaway. There were just a few women, and the women seemed to be in charge. So that was my first one. So I was thinking maybe that was a rapture dream because of falling into the sky. I'm not sure. And then, let's see. That's 14 minutes. I think I'll stop there and go into the next ones in the next video.